Hey man, broadcasting from the bedroom of a house in beautiful, cold Manassas, Virginia. I'm your host. My name is Mike, and you are in my room. Well, I'm pretty sure that the post-holiday doldrums may have finally come to an end. I don't know if you've noticed it, but it seems like every year, right around the end of the year, all the media dries up. There's not a lot of new releases. It's mostly greatest hits. Most of the tours come to a close because people want to spend time with their families. And that leaves us vampires that feed on the media blood sort of at loose ends. And it's further complicated by the fact that the business that I'm in the battery business, we get really busy when it gets really cold. I don't know if you're actually plugged into this, but here on the east coast of the USA, it's been kind of cold this winter. Lots of snow, lots of really freezing nights, and as a result, I've been locked into work and really haven't been able to pay attention to what was going on with media. I kind of missed everything. So now it's toward the end of January, things are starting to thaw out a little bit, and I've taken some time to listen to what's going on and to see who's touring, and I'm really glad because, for instance, I found out last week, the day before tickets went on sale for the Kraftwerk tour, the Kraftwerk was going to play a show at the 930 Club. It was kind of a surprise. When I saw Kraftwerk last time, which was back sometime toward the mid-'80s, I saw them at a big place. I think it was the Warner Theater. Well, now they were going to play at the 930 Club, so I did a quick look at the tour. It's a pretty small tour. They're mostly doing like 6 or 7 nights at certain venues, but here in Washington, D.C., we get a club date, so I was kind of psyched and tried to buy tickets when they went on sale where the prices were reasonable. Well, I guess all the scalpers got the tickets, so I thought about it. How badly do I really want to see Kraftwerk? I don't know if you guys remember, but in the past, I've sort of derided the 21st century Kraftwerk because my understanding was neither of the original two guys, that's Ralph Hutter and Florian Schneider, were actually in the group, that it was just other dudes and some other guy that used to be in Kraftwerk, but I was wrong. That's not the case. Florian Schneider left the group, and from what I've read online, was essentially the technical guy in the group for some time, 25 or 30 years. He really hasn't been involved in the actual writing of the songs and the compositions. He's just been involved in the science of how they actually record it and in the arrangements and stuff like that. So Ralph Hutter is still in the band, still runs the band. It's him and 3 other guys. It's not the Kraftwerk from the 70s. It's some new dudes. In fact, I read a little piece by one of the former members of the band saying that he had seen this new tour. It's called Kraftwerk 3D last year, and that he thought the band was sort of lacking. He said, we used to be a lot more exciting. I've got news for him because I saw the group in the 80s. They've never been exciting. Kraftwerk has always purely been about the music. If you love electronic music, Kraftwerk is your band. But, they don't exactly move around like Boys to Men. They have a tendency to stand there and look at screens. And, it appears that the members of the group are on stage sending each other emails. But in fact, I think I don't know what they're doing. They may not be doing anything. They might be playing Tetris, for all I know. But they move their hands around a bit, and they move their heads, and Ralph Hutter sings the songs. And it's worth noting, too, that this is in 3D. Now, what does that mean to you? Because isn't all of life in 3 dimensions? Well, that's a good point. Well, apparently, it's that the videos that they show are 3-dimensional. That, in fact, when you go see the band, you got to wear 3D glasses. Well, all that artifice sort of drew me in. Plus, I've always loved this band. So I found a scalper who had 1 ticket. Instead of a pair or 4 seats, he had 1 seat that he was selling for $77. So I got a ticket to see Kraftwerk at the 930 Club, and I'm kind of psyched about it. So the show this week starts out with some music from the group Kraftwerk. We'll move into some newer music as much as I've got as the show goes on. There's a lot of good stuff that's about to come out, like a new record by Beck Hansen, and there's something new by Mogwai, and there's a bunch of new music coming, and some of it's in this show, some of it will probably be in the next show, and hopefully it won't be a month before you hear from me again. But like I mentioned, the show starts today with group Kraftwerk. The album is Trans-Europe Express, and friends, this song is called Europe Endless. So cats and kittens, thanks for coming back and joining me here, because as of right now, you are in my room.
that never changes remains a stupid lie. It's never been quite the same. No hearing or breathing, no movement, no color, just silence. The rise and fall of shame, search that shall remain. We asked you what you'd seen. You said you didn't care. Sound formed in a vacuum may seem a waste of time. It's always been just the same. No hearing or breathing, no movement, no lyrics, just nothing. A sign that leads the way, a path we cannot take. You caught me at a bad time, so why don't you piss off?
Well, hello there. This is Lon C. Deal from Michigan, and you are in my room.
That is music from the group Mogwai. They've got a new record out. It's called Rave Tapes. That group took me forever to really get passionate about. They had been around for like a decade, and I would hear their music. My kids liked Mogwai a lot, but, you know, it was just instrumental music. I just couldn't get my head wrapped around it. Well, finally, with their last record, I got really clued in. And then they did the soundtrack to the show The Returned, which was just like my favorite show of last year. And now there's this new one called Rave Tapes. And all of a sudden, I'm crazy about the band. Yeah, it is mostly instrumental. And it's sort of almost orchestral in nature. It's really arranged music. It's not all crazy and passionate like the group Pelican. It's very well thought out, very mathematical music. But I'm sort of clued into their math now. So, like I said, new record is called Rave Tapes, and that song was called Re-Murdered. Prior to that, one of the greatest Washington, D.C. bands of all time, a band that is mostly for the purpose of the history books sort of ignored, and when they were out, they had a small but passionate audience. But what a great band. They were called Trans Am. Different from record to record to record. I think that's one of the things that really caused the struggle with that group to find an audience, is because they could not be nailed down. One record, they were rocking like mad. The next record, they were totally electronic. They were hard to get a handle on, but they're really worth the time. When you think about DC rock and roll, it's mostly, for underground people, it's the group Fugazi. There's been hundreds of bands that have come out of this area, but they talk about Fugazi, talk about Minor Threat, but they should be talking about the group Trans Am. What a great group. The song was called Remote Control. Prior to that, New Order, a band that has reformed without one of their original members, Peter Hook, the bass player. They're out on tour, and hopefully no new music from those guys. They'll just do the victory lap and make their money and go the hell home. Peter Hook is doing the same thing. He's touring with a band called The Light. It's Peter Hook and The Light, and they play full albums of Joy Division and New Order music. For my money, he's got as much right to do it as they do, and they're so boring without him. I would rather see him do it, but I have not had the opportunity yet. We heard a song off Power, Corruption, and Lies called Your Silent Face, and we started with something old from the group Kraftwerk off of Trans Europe Express. We heard Europe Endless. Hopefully, no new music from the group Kraftwerk. You got to hand it to those guys. They've been around since 1970, and I think they've released, 6 records. That's about it, about 6. So they're pretty slow. Like Mold, that band, grows new material, but they're pretty old now. Those guys are almost 70 years old, and, I support them in their victory lap. Like I mentioned to you, I bought a ticket. Now, you may take note, I said I bought a ticket. Well, that is the case. The bunny loves me, but she does not love Kraftwerk. I remember when we first started dating, she came over to my place and we were sitting around, talking, getting a little romantic, and I was playing Computer World, and she pointedly said, "Would you mind putting something else on?" Now, this is a woman that loved underground music. It really seemed to like the same stuff I did, but I found out that the dividing line was the group Kraftwerk. I find that that's true with lots of women. Not really big Kraftwerk fans. Clearly, there are exceptions to that rule, but it's not romantic music. It is mathematical music. It's mechanical music. It's not music to get jiggy to. That's what I found out. So I'm going to that show by myself, and that is fine. So I just mentioned the group Fugazi. I've been thinking a lot about Fugazi lately, and more importantly, I've been thinking about Ian MacKaye, the leader of Fugazi and the group Minor Threat. I started writing a new book. You guys remember I was writing a book called Come Back Johnny. I'm still trying to find an agent, trying to get somebody to publish it. And by the way, if you'd like to read it, and really, I know it's asking a lot, so I'll just put this one plea on here. If you'd like to read it, drop me an email. In my room at Verizon.net. I can send it to you as a Word file or Open Office or a PDF, but I'll send it to you. Hopefully it'll get published eventually, but if you would like to read it and criticize it kindly, I might point out, I'll send it to you. But anyway, I'm writing a new book, new book, new character, new day. And the new book I would like to call Out of Step. Now, some of you know that Out of Step is the name of the record by Minor Threat. So I wrote Ian MacKaye a letter, and I said, hey, I'd like to call my book Out of Step. I'm a local, D.C. area writer. I gave him my pedigree, and I haven't heard anything back. But that's okay. And as a result, I've been, when I get the opportunity to listen to music, I've been listening to Fugazi and spending some time with Minor Threat, because that music is a big part of my lineage. I love that group. I love both groups. And I really like Ian MacKaye, even though I really think Ian MacKaye doesn't like, me or you for that matter. I think he's a very concerned person, but I'm not sure he's warm and fuzzy. It's never the impression that I've got. I think cranky is the word that I've heard used for Ian. But anyway, hopefully he'll give me the ability to use that title, Out of Step. I realize I could probably do Out of Step without his permission, but hey, it's his creation. I don't want to screw the guy. So next up on the show is the group Fugazi. This is off The Argument. The song is called Cash Out.
On the morning of the first
see it. But when it comes to the children, Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean? Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best.
Cut truck, Bally shit. Champagne spilling while we hitting every bump that my Denali hit. Outfit is 4,000 and better. The rhinestones in my Flintstone look crazy in my swimming fall. It's not a big fairy tale, that's my MO. Fuck bitches on the reg with no problem. Iceberg rabbits in the Fox Hill Mall. Where I caught 2 more. Bro 4 for RZA. Bad boy, thank you for the special delivery. Kiss me by the pool and my Tony Stark slippers. Wonder Woman arm. Ghost is intelligent. Made 30 off a dust dime, I was killing him. Dip cash on 116, I was feeling him. Dim days kept a Chris Coke dollar bill on him. I lived it out. Yeah, special delivery. I spit it out. Special delivery. I lived it out. Yeah, special delivery. I spit it out. Special delivery.
I want that, want that, want that, want that. I need that, need that, need that, need that. Want that, want that, want that. Come give it, come give it, come give it to me.
My eyes are sore, being a senator behind closed doors, hitting truth to the seafloor. The rich don't know us, ignore the tug of war while the kids are poor, open new and better drugstores. So I became hardcore, couldn't take it no more. I'ma reveal everything, change the law. I find myself walking the streets, trying to find what's really going on in the streets.
The heat from the streets, I got to eat. Talk what I walk, I stalk with bronze feet. Ancient spells, yell, do rag sheet. Jump on the jam with 36 peak. Beat up the beat, overload, rap, street fix. Cape in the wind like the John Woo flicks. Flick, taste the spirit, crash more clearer. The sweat of the body covers the man in the mirror. Man in the mirror, man in the mirror. Sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it.
I want that, want that, want that, want that. I need that, need that, need that, need that. Want that, want that, want that. Come give it, come give it, come give it to me. Want that, want that, want that.
soul of me in a field of low-lying dreams.
taking me over. It's taking me over. It's taking me over. It's taking me over. It's taking me.
Hello there, this is Don Fleming from the Velvet Monkeys, and you are in my room.
Take me down to the desert sea. I don't wanna wait, I wanna leach my memory like bones by the desert sea. Bleached until no one can read their history. Now dive, sun blind, to the new starting line. Now dive, sun blind, to the new starting line. Half submerged in the desert sea. An ex-paradise keeps safe sound there for me. Like bones from the desert sea. Throne for divination ceremony. Now dive, sun blind, to the new starting line. Now dive, sun blind, to the new starting line. Broken casino road, aluminum home, unbroken sky, absorbent. Dive, sun blind, to the new starting line. Dive, sun blind, to the new starting line. Down to the desert sea. I don't wanna wait, I wanna reach my memory like bones by the desert sea. Reached until no one can read their history.
The group is Jawbox, also a Washington, D.C. band. They were a part of the great indie feeding frenzy that started in the early 1990s. They'd been around here in Washington, D.C. for some time. They were on Ian MacKay's label Discord. Well, Atlantic Records brought them into the fold, gave them, everything they could want. Well, what the band found out after 2 or I think it was maybe 3 records is that they owed the label millions of dollars, and that in fact the contract they had signed included the fact that Atlantic Records owned the name Jawbox, that they could not continue as Jawbox. They couldn't just walk away from the contract. They had to change their name. So Jawbox broke up, turned into a group called Burning Airlines, and the rest is obscure history, because Burning Airlines, just despite the fact they were really great, just like Jawbox was really great, where Jawbox was sort of angular and tough like most DC bands, Burning Airlines was more like XTC, like a rigid version of the band XTC. They were really great too, but Jawbox is gone, but not forgotten, at least by this here podcaster. That was off their first record. The song was called The Desert Sea. Prior to that, new DC rock and roll from Brendan Canty. He's the drummer from Fugazi. He's also a great filmmaker. He made Wilco's film, The Ashes of American Flags, and now he's got a new group. They're called Death Fix. That was off their debut. We heard a song called Low Lying Dreams. Before that, Woo Gazi. That's one of them mashup things. A guy took the Wu-Tang Clan and mashed them up with the group Fugazi. It's pretty cool. It's kind of hard to find because it was never commercially released. The record was called 13 Chambers, and we heard Ghetto Afterthought, and we started with the group Fugazi. It's off The Argument. We heard Cash Out. I run. That's one of the things I do to stay sane during the winter, is I run in the morning. And one morning recently, I was running, and I started thinking about the song Sweet Jane. And for the next 30 minutes, that riff is like, it's classic. It's eternal. And I thought about the song Sweet Jane for 30 minutes straight. It might be an indication that I'm sort of insane. But then when I came home from the run, for the next 45 minutes, I listened to different versions of the song Sweet Jane. I think I'm taking the loss of old Lou Reed kind of tough. So I've been listening to lots of Lou Reed's music. Well, after 45 minutes of listening to Sweet Jane, this version sort of jumped out at me. This was from the reformed version of the Velvet Underground. Now, John Cale never actually played on Sweet Jane. That song was written after he left the band. Well, it was his opportunity to shine, and the group playing sort of a hopped up version of this song. I think they did a fine one. So the song is called Sweet Jane. The group is the Velvet Underground.
Stand on the corner, a suitcase in my hand. Jack's in his corset jeans and a vest style. Me, I'm in a rock and roll band, riding us a spare jam. Those were different times. All the poets studied rules of verse. The ladies rolled their eyes. Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane. Now Jackie is a banker, and Jane, she is a clerk. And both them say their money's on is when they come home from work. Sitting there, babe, by the fire. The radio just play the march of the wooden soldiers. You can hit Jack, you can hit Jack, you can hit Jack, say yes, say yes. Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane. Now Jackie is a banker. Oh, baby Jane, she is a clerk. Both them say the money's honey when they come home from work. Sitting by the fire, the radio does play. March of the wooden soldiers. You get here, Jack, you get here, Jack, say you know it's saying. Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane. Some people like to go out dancing. There's this other people like us, we go to a Velvet Underground concert. You know there's even some evil motherfuckers. They'll tell you life's just made out of dirt. That pretty women never really fade. Fellas always blink their eye. That children are the only ones who blush. That life is just a die. I'm about to tell y'all something. Anyone's ever had a heart will turn around and break. Anyone who's ever played a part won't turn around and hate it. You know they're saying, Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane, Sweet Jane. Heavenly wine roses, they seem to whisper to her when they smile. Heavenly wine and roses, they listen to her. Oh, when she smiles. Oh, when she smiles.
Shiny boots of leather, whiplash girl child in the dark. Comes in bells, your servant don't forsake him. Strike dear mistress and cure his heart. Down his sins of streetlight fancies, chase the costumes she shall wear. Ermine furs, adorned imperious, Severin, Severin awaits you there. Kiss the boot of shiny, shiny leather, shiny leather in the dark. Tongue of thorns, the belt that does await you. Strike dear mistress and cure his heart. Severin, Severin, speak so slightly. Severin, down on your bended knee. Taste the whip in love not given lightly. Taste the whip, now bleed for me. I am tired, I am weary. I could sleep for 1,000 years, 1,000 dreams that would awake me. Different colors made of tears. Shiny, shiny boots of leather, whiplash coach in the dark. Guns and bells, your servant don't forsake him. Strike dear mistress and cure his heart.
Sister Midnight, you got me reaching for the moon. Calling Sister Midnight. Sister Midnight. Can you hear me call? Can you hear me well? Can you hear me at all? Calling Sister Midnight. Well, I'm an idiot for you. Calling Sister Midnight. I'm a breakage inside. Calling Sister Midnight. Calling Sister Midnight. You know I had a dream last night. Mother was in my bed, and I made love to her. Father, he gunned for me, hunted me with his six gun. Calling Sister Midnight. What can I do about my dreams? Listen to me, Sister Midnight. You got me walking in rags. Listen to me, Sister Midnight. You put a beggar in my heart. Hey, where are you, Sister Midnight? Can you hear me call? Can you hear me wail?
know, a few years ago, they made a film about Joy Division called Control, and the actors in the film actually played their instruments and played Joy Division music. At the time, and I still am, I was really supportive of the idea of those guys should go on tour. Let's forget about Peter Hook and New Order. Let's let these young guys that are actually excited about the music go out there and, you know, sort of be Joy Division. Why not? A few years ago, Devo let these young people go out, I think it was called Devo 2 or something, and they played Devo songs. Well, why not with Joy Division? That would be kind of cool. Be better than seeing a bunch of old guys bring their, you know, flabby old carcasses out on the stage and pretend that they still care about these music. Like these young dudes with all their passion and their young guy energy. Let those guys get out and do it. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. The group is Joy Division, like you know. The song is called Transmission. Iggy Pop. Before that, Iggy's out there. He's doing the whole Stooges thing. He also drags his old spindly carcass out on the stage and does the Stooges thing night after night after night. And Iggy, unlike most of us, still looking, not like a human being. I'm not really sure how a guy that shot that much dope can still look that good at, he's getting close to 70 years old. How's he do that? I don't know. It's a damn mystery. But that was off The Idiot. We heard the song Sister Midnight. John Cale, before that, unlike his counterpart Lou Reed, John, still kicking, still making some interesting music when he bothers. That was off a live record called Live Circus. We heard his version of the song, Venus and Furs. It's really good. And the Velvet Underground, before that, reformed in the early 1990s. That was off the live record that came out as a document of it. And we heard the song Sweet Jane. Well, here in what I described in the opening as the doldrums of the post-holiday winter, there's nothing like a little heavy metal to sort of perk things up a little bit. And in this otherwise thoughtful, big brain show, I thought for a while, let's just tone it back a little bit. Let's get back to our primal selves, the self that beat things with rocks and hunted and gathered and did all that stuff that we do at grocery stores now. And I thought I've got some bands that might represent that well. And one of them is the group The Melvins. They've got a new record out. It's called Tres Cabrones. And this song here is called City Dump.
Hello, this is the Bunny. You know, I'm not cool or hip, but when I want people to think I am, I tell them I listen to In My Room.
He's just a loner. He never says hello. A friend to no one. He's got no place to go. He don't look happy. He looks through fertilize. He ain't got nothing. No one to sympathize. Alright now. He hides himself away. His secret's not revealed. As life just passes by, he keeps himself concealed. A solitary man, an enigmatic child, a riddle never solved, a prisoner exile. Alright now, I wonder if the loner can assimilate.
A good dose of heavy metal is sort of like an enema. You know, just sort of cleans things out. Let's get focused on the riff for just a little bit. Nobody does that much better than the group Black Sabbath. Now, you may sort of recognize that riff. It sounds a lot like a song they did called Nativity in Black, except for nobody yells, "Oh yeah." But when I listen to that new song by them, I say, "Oh yeah," even though Ozzy doesn't. That's off the new Black Sabbath record. It was called 13, and surprisingly, it's good product. It's product, mind you. Don't get me wrong, but it's good product. We heard a song called Loner. Pantera, before that. God bless America. Is Pantera just the best metal group of all time? Big, fat riffs, angry, screwed up lead singer. Now, things didn't turn out that well for Pantera. You know, one of the members of the band died in a little fire in a club. Pretty tragic. And the band has not been able to recover from it or replace him, or they've chosen not to. Who knows? But we heard a song called Walk, one of my favorites by that band. The Stooges, before that, talking about Iggy in the previous break, got me thinking about the Stooges. Golly, I love that band. That song was called Down on the Street. That is take 10 of Down on the Street. If you've got Spotify, you can listen to the Funhouse box set. It was on Rhino Records. It's completely and utterly and totally out of print and quite valuable. But that's one of the really cool things about Spotify is sometimes even out of print stuff you can still listen to. And if you're a big Stooges fan like this here guy, you got to hear every single take of every song, of every note that was recorded while they made that classic piece of vinyl. The record was called Funhouse. And we started with new music by the Melvins. Who knows what kind of circus-like trick they will dream up for 2014, because the Melvins are survivors. So they keep thinking up ways to get us to go to their shows and buy their t-shirts and buy their records. And they're just really cool. I love those guys. That represents a reformation of the original Melvins, or at least that's what they say. It's not actually true, but you know, it made us buy the record, and it's the Melvins. What does it sound like? Sounds like the Melvins. Riff meisters of the highest order, the Melvins. Song was called City Dump. Well, friends, I gotta go. I gotta tell you, there's two things I'm not good at. One is sitting down to do this show, and the other is calling my mom. So I've already done the show, so I gotta go now, call my mommy, and see how she and my pops are doing. They're 80 years old, daggone it, and I've put them through a whole lot of crap in my life, so they deserve at least a call every few weeks, kind of like this show. But I love you. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining me here, and I'm gonna leave you today with something else by the group Kraftwerk. You don't hear many covers of Kraftwerk. There's been a few, and they've been with mixed results. Like you heard the New Order. They basically just ripped off Kraftwerk. Why bother to have to pay them publishing rights? I'll just, steal from them. Well, this guy thought, no, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to cover it in such a definitive way that my version for a whole generation will be the version they remember. So like for my kids, when they started playing this song and I said, that's a Kraftwerk song, they said, no, it's not. It's a Big Black song. And okay, all right. So this is Big Black doing Kraftwerk's The Model. Cats and kittens, thanks for joining me here. I got to go. But until we meet again, I bid ye adieu.